And we are recording.
Yay.
Hey, welcome to Verified. This is the Verified NFT podcast. We are sitting down today with one of the people and the Flower Girls NFT. I'm Charles Hutchinson, the host of Verified, where we sit down, we talk with wonderful founders, marketers, NFT enthusiasts, and just really good people bringing good projects to this space. And today with me, I have Nikki.
Hi.
Hi, I know. Nikki, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Nikki. I take care of all things like social, community. To be fair, a lot of different things at the Flower Girls NFT project. So yeah, I'm typically online, pretty much always on socials, always on Discord, crying over someone's pet photos somewhere in the world. But yeah, that's sort of me.
Mhm. And so, Nikki, what do you do? What's your background?
Oh God, I mean, not I never imagined. Well, to be fair, I never imagined that like Web3 would become a thing because when you're a kid,
Mhm.
you don't think about it, and I'm pretty old. My background, I don't really know. I've always been in sort of sales and marketing.
Mhm.
I started off, I guess, in like sales retail, working in like fashion stores. Then I went to uni and did like media, so photography and journalism, marketing stuff.
Oh,
Then I got
yeah.
back into fashion retail and management. Then I moved into working in an IT company. So they were building apps and software and websites, but then also offering like hardware solutions. So I went in there as like admin, but then ended up doing all different kinds. I was doing
Mhm.
support and all kinds of computer related stuff. Along around that time, I'd started doing like blogging and like influencing stuff as well. So I was creating a lot of my own content. Then I ended up just sort of wanting to just do my own thing. So I quit my job and went self-employed about 4 years ago. So I have been doing it's mostly social media, PR, digital stuff, and like content creation since then.
Mhm.
Along the way, I met Constantine, who's a big part of the Flower Girls project.
Mhm.
I think last year around this time, he'd said to me, like, did I fancy starting to learn a bit about Web3 and sort of getting
Mhm.
into the space? And then he introduced the Flower Girls project to me. It took me a while to wrap my head around it. I was, it's a pretty wild concept when you first become
Mhm.
like onboarded into the Web3 sort of space. But I made it. So now I'm using all my content creation and marketing and community and social sort of skills in the Flower Girls community in the Web3 world. And yeah, that's me. It's not a straight path to where I am now, but it never
Mhm.
is. But yeah, just a lot of different experiences which make me the person I am today.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome, especially the project that you're in, Flower Girls, being so giving and such an amazing project with really good art, that you were able to, find this project because there's a lot of I, terrible stories too where people have trouble finding that really good art and
Yeah.
project. And so you found Constantine and you were just like, you know what? This is the project for me. And I see you everywhere. I see you posting daily, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You always
I'm
have
everywhere.
you really are. So that's really awesome. So tell the viewers out there, why should they care, or what is Flower Girls, and anything else?
Yeah, sure. So the Flower Girls NFT project, it's a female 10K PFP project. If you've not seen the art, our artist, Vivara LA, is incredibly talented. She has this sort of collage style art, really unique, really beautiful. It's like fine art. So it's not just like, I mean, no shade to a squiggle on a piece of paper, but it's very detailed. It's a collection where it's not just a utility collection. It's not just like a collection you come in to flip. It's a collection with so much more to it than that. And the artwork as well will be in like god tier.
Yeah.
So we a big part of our mission at the Flower Girls project is to give back and to support the next generation, our blooms in the future. So we give 20% of all our sales revenue, be that sort of primary when we minted, and then secondary where we are now. So we give 20% of all of that to children's charities. We've donated about $600,000 so far to children's charities, which include like St. Jude's, Save the Children. We've also done Save the Children Ukraine, quite a few donations there. Like the breakdown of what we've given and to who is on our website now. So all the details are on there. And we also put 5% of our sales revenue into buying children's artwork and investing in the next generation of artists and developers and creators. And so we have a big old collection. I think there's children from about 42 different countries around the globe whose artwork we've purchased. So as a community, we're just very charity driven. We want to do good, NFTs for good, and be the change that we want to see in the world. So that's really, if you're looking to get into a project which has incredible people, our community is just the best, so friendly, so welcoming, gorgeous art, and you want to help children and support those in need whilst being part of a female-led sort of project, then you just get all these boxes ticked off. Come and join us.
So I'm gonna break down some of that, but it's female led, but it's so welcoming. It's not like you don't even know it's female led. It's such a warm environment. I've been in the Discord for 4 or 5 months now, and I've enjoyed it. So I love all the project. I love the shade for the little squiggles out there because sometimes it's just collection, and you're like, I hope they have great utility because I don't know, I don't
Yeah.
understand. But this space is what it is, and it's in 20 years from now, it will even make more sense because we're still so early into this space,
Mhm.
and to have a project as big as the Flower Girls. So I'll give you some of the reasons real quick why I got in. A, the art is something that you can put in the house. And
Yeah.
for me, anything that's collision of Web3 and physical is fun because now I can put you in my house. And when people come in to the foyer or walk in, they're like, oh, what is that? You're like, oh, actually, it's my NFTs. And then you start bridging that gap. And if
Mhm.
they're like, hey, I want that, or that's really pretty, now you have that connection to where you're like, well, you can own it digitally, and it's something you'd want to put in your house, right? Not a
Yeah.
squiggle or anything like
Yeah,
that. Or
it's really beautiful, and I love seeing them in holders' homes. There's like someone who owns a coffee shop somewhere in the States, and they've got all their flower girls on the wall in the coffee shop, and it just looks so nice. Like they're beautiful pieces of art just in their own
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, and then you touched on LA, and she's fantastic. She came from, so I always do research, especially when I found the project. They had just minted. You guys were upwards of like $1,000 something dollars to get in. So
Mhm.
for me, I decided to go do the research, like look in deep, and I saw that both her parents were pretty big illustrators in the space. She was a real illustrator, a real person. Y'all were doxed, right? I can see who you are. These were all things that a couple months ago, a lot of projects weren't doing nearly as much as they're beginning to pretend to do or start to do. Y'all are really here. You're really out there. And if you know any more about her, I would love to hear more about the artist, but she's in herself fantastic.
She really is. She's so talented. She's an artist. She's taught children. She's like, that's why a lot of the project's focus is on children and supporting the
Mhm.
next generation, because it's led by Vivara and her love of helping people. She's a really generous soul. She's a lovely person. She's originally from Russia. So not so long ago, she had
Mhm.
to sort of flee because of the whole situation over there. So it's not been an easy
Mhm.
12 months for Vivara. She's had to sort of move and get away from the situation in Russia and the war. She's obviously still got family members over there and stuff. So it has been quite a difficult time and a massive period of change. She's done so much and then had all this on top of it. So it's been a tough year, but she is incredibly resilient. She's
Mhm.
incredibly creative. She's incredibly kind. She has an amazing dog also. He's a little Jack Russell type dog. Shout out to Merzik. Totally the cutest dog you'll see. And she's just a lovely, warm soul. And a lot of people joined the project because of Vivara and her kindness and her wanting to help other people. She's just a lovely person with an amazing dog. Yeah,
Wow.
she's got quite a few other collections as well. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Like she's got one called The Impossible Creatures, which is on OpenSea on secondary now, which is pretty cool. She's got some holders, some celebrity holders in that one as well. Obviously, Gary Vee is a huge supporter of her art, and he owns a lot too.
Mhm.
We've got celebs who bought into the Flower Girls project, so she's pretty well known. She's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I saw. I was like, oh, Reese Witherspoon, Gary Vee. I'm like, this is a very, very undervalued and slept on project because of the value that you're bringing. I mean, you already have generations of seeds, the NFT store. I mean, the charity alone is phenomenal. The fact that you guys are giving back and you can see the actual proof of it is just amazing. I got chills down my spine when you were like, "Oh, she had to flee Russia," because again, I'm like just talking about connecting Web3 and physical, and I'm like, wow, to actual real world situations. I
Yeah,
did not know that. That is like disheartening. It's so tough. It makes sense that you guys, did that donation for the Ukrainian children. Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so Vivara created like a rare piece called the Nightingale of Peace
Mm-hmm.
for all 100% of the profits to go to supporting the children in Ukraine around the time that the crisis first kicked off. So the Nightingale of Peace, it sold out so quickly. Again, it's like the Ukraine flag and the colours and
Mm-hmm.
stuff in the background. So 100% of everything that was made on that one has gone to save the children Ukraine. And when we had a gala in
Mm-hmm.
March, like a little, we had awards and stuff for our holders, and just a fun little online evening. Our winners, they also got to choose. I think it was around the equivalent of $5,000 each for the winners, and they got to choose which charity that was donated to on their behalf. So, with it being around the time that the war and the crisis was sort of breaking over there and being reported on and everything, all of our winners chose to put their donations towards helping the people in Ukraine as well, which again, it's such a big part of our community. Is people are here because they want to help other people,
Mm-hmm.
they want to donate to charity, they want to support each other, and that's what makes it such a special project and such a special community, because there's very few other ones out there who are just so kind and welcoming and supportive from the get-go. It's a really beautiful space to be in. And yeah, we, as you mentioned, like seeds and stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the art and the charity, but we also have huge utility. We have like so much more that we're planning, and it's pretty much got everything. We do a lot behind the scenes. Like,
Yeah, do you want to break down the seeds real quick or some of the
oh,
utilities?
I always talk about seeds. It's like my go-to thing. So one of the ways we reward our holders is if you hold a flower girl, so no matter if you've got one flower girl or 101 flower girls, each flower girl produces seeds every day. And these seeds are NFTs in their own right. They're each gorgeous pieces of art in that traditional Vivara sort of collage style. They're really beautiful, and each one is unique, and there's millions of them, like
Mhm.
millions and millions get generated. So if you have a flower girl in your wallet, you will collect seeds every day. And then with these seeds, there's a few different things that you can do. So you can keep them just because they are gorgeous anyway. Like if you're a fan of Vivara's art, you're going to love these seeds. Like they're stunning. So you can keep them, you can mint them. You can trade them or sell them. You can keep hold of them and plant them in the future for a chance at a second generation flower girl. When the flower girls get back to Venus, which is like the lore, the story behind it all. When they get back to Venus, we're going to have these Venetian gardens. You'll be able to plant seeds, and there's a chance that you'll get a second gen flower girl from that. And thinking of like the Venetian traits, like the Venus, the blue skin, the Venus hair, like there's going to be some really cool traits when they get back to Venus, like otherworldly flower girls. And the main thing that we have at the minute with seeds is that you can spend your seeds in our online, it's like a perk shop for holders. We call it the Seed Store. Its official name is the best pun ever, Open Seed.
That's funny.
Open Seed.
I know.
And yeah, you can spend your seeds in there. They're like a currency. They're like a whole economic system that Ryan, our amazing developer, has created just single-handedly changing this landscape. So yeah, you can spend them in the Seed Store. There is NFTs in there. There's like allow lists in there. There's physical stuff in there. We've had like photo frames, stickers, journals, jewelry. If you're a holder, you can list in that store and earn seeds, and then you can spend those seeds on things that you want in the store. So when we first opened, at the minute there's quite a lot of flower girls in there, so if you're a fan, obviously it's a great way of getting flower girls for free. We've also had like a Moonbird's Oddity in there at one point. We've had some World of Women Galaxies in there. Some of the projects that we partner and collaborate with, they then donate NFTs to put into the seed store or allow list, or you know, just something that's a perk from them. So that is seeds summarized. But yeah, there's it seems like there's a lot to it, but basically you get seeds, you can keep them. If with the seeds as well, you have full IP rights with the seeds, so you could then take seed and create merch with it or something. You know, people have put them on hoodies, on t-shirts, like, and they're beautiful. They might just, you think of a seed, you just think, just know, like hamster food in a bag full of seeds, but not these seeds. These seeds, they look like little planets. They've got so much detail and texture and color and little characters in them. People making up stories and lore about their seeds because there's like characters in them. I think we have one called Mrs. Seed because there's like a woman in the seed, and shout out to Mrs. Seed. Yeah, that's seeds.
I mean, that's awesome. So it's such a cool system. It's so cool because it's just a generation of like, oh, I'm working with this project, they donate, or she does some kind of really rare art collection, or like you said, other flower girls, and we're generating these seeds, and then you're just using those seeds for the holders, right, to benefit and get some NFTs for free, or get on those allow lists for really big projects. I didn't even realize it, but it's almost like a little alpha girl group for big NFT projects, possibly, like, because you get some of these allow lists and some of these NFTs take off, and now you're sitting on like really cool, you know, pre blow up NFTs as well. So you brought up World of Women, and I think this project, these two are on the same pedestal for me of like, just like, if because you have to say like, okay, well, what project you know, is this like? And for me, this is very much like World of Women, and I believe it will be far more successful than World of Women, or at least as like, it's not really a competition thing. I think these two projects are great and they have the potential. World of Women has really just taken off, and I think the Flower Girls, it checks all the boxes. It's so awesome. You know, I love that seeds. I was totally ready to ask you for the next project, and you just went ahead and dropped the deets. So I'm like, I was like, please, you know, I hope they're open and they want to talk about the next project a little bit, because I know you got to keep some mystery, you know.
Yeah. Can't drop too much alpha.
I know. Yeah, people are always like, oh, I don't want to say too much because I like to build on mystery in this space, and it is an interesting space, because like when it comes to movies and stuff, you know, you get the trailer and then you know kind of what the movie's about, and then the movie comes. But in the NFT space, I mean, I've seen a trash can blow up. You know, they just keep posting a trash can and no one knows what's inside. But
no, it's
you know,
it's the unknown. It's definitely the FOMO, isn't it? Like you see and then your curiosity gets the better of you, and you're like, well, what is it? Like, I need it. What is it? Like,
Yeah.
it's like nowhere, no other life experience kind of compares to Web3, really, does it? It's such a unique
It
place.
it really is. I've been starting to branch off and I'm gonna do some more videos on like the emotional control and understanding this space, because I've in the beginning I FOMO'd into a lot of things. You just can't help it. You're like, what's in the
Yeah.
trash can? And you're like, it's a rug. You know,
Yeah. When you open the trash can, it's like
yeah.
a massive rug just
Yeah,
waiting
it's
to
just
whack
a
you in the
rug.
face.
You're
Like,
like, wow, this is copycat art. Where's the founder? They're like, oh, we
the
lied.
founders died.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. No, he's back again.
Yeah, but he died again.
Yeah, yeah,
He's back again.
yeah. He's doing project 2. You should come. Nah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny.
we're gonna laugh so hard in like 5 or 10 years when they start to really, the good projects start to just bolt down and they have almost an industry like feel behind them, and there's more guarantee, less chance for a rug as it becomes more art world like.
Yeah.
And especially as other marketplaces come, I I love that y'all did open seed. It's going to be even funnier downstream for NFT people, because open sea is, oh, just the worst sometimes.
Broken sea. We
Bro,
do broken sea
yeah.
a lot, but not the seed store. Open seed.
Yes, that
Perfect.
is, yeah. Anything else on um anything with your project? I would love to know. I did not know she had a second collection, and you said it was called Impossible.
She's got actually a few different collections. Like, and she has quite a lot of one of ones as
Mhm.
well. And there's Impossible Creatures. Then there is another 2 or 3 that she has as well. I can't think
Wow.
off the top of my head, but if you just kind of go on to, I think, like Vivara's
Mhm.
OpenSea profile or her website or whatever, all her collections are on there. The Flower Girls is like the first generation
Mhm.
project. They're not, obviously, they're hand-drawn elements, and then
Right.
they're run through software which generates 10,000 unique Flower Girls
Mhm.
out of a possible combination of like trillions,
Yeah.
zillions, like so many different possible combinations. But yeah, she's got her other artwork. It's really beautiful as well. It's all that same sort of collage,
Mhm.
bright, textured, like playful sort of art. And yeah, she has quite a few. So there's that, and then at some point in the future, looking at a second generation of
Mhm.
Flower Girls. Obviously not right now. It's not going to be for quite a while. State of the market right now, we've got a lot
Yeah.
of stuff that we want to do, cool
Mhm.
utility and like
Yeah.
events and stuff for our holders. But the plan is to eventually have this second generation of Flower
Mhm.
Girls, no matter what that looks like. And the seeds are going to be a big part of that. Planting them and growing
Mhm.
them and just all the cool stuff that can be imagined in Vivara's. She's just such a creative mind. And if you say to her, imagining out of this world
Mhm.
celestial Flower Girls, they're just going to be amazing.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
sure if you saw, did you see the Spookies, the Halloween special editions that we recently dropped to holders? I'm not sure if you saw those or not, but the spooky Halloween edits are like, they're different. They're like a
Mhm.
complete, they're Flower Girls, but they're a totally different style. And they've got like Venus
Oh yeah.
flytrap earrings
Mhm.
and necklaces, and they're just like darker and spooky looking, but it's a completely new style, and Vivara just absolutely smashed it. So in terms of utility, that is something else that we do sort of airdrops of beautiful art to our holders, for special occasions and seasonal, and like little gifts. We did the Christmas ones last year, the Valentine's drops, like the different tokens to
Mhm.
holders for
It's
being there. And yeah.
It's good because it's almost like a staking mechanism where some NFTs have you stake it in a contract and hold it down for rewards. You're really doing that essentially just by being a holder. You get your chances to get one of these really cool collections or these cool special pieces. And I love that you're doing it like here and there seasonally, because as a holder, it's like, oh, well, I'll just keep holding on to these. Like they bring more value holding them than they do selling them.
Yeah.
And and that's something that I look for as an NFT enthusiast and somebody who really likes to get into good projects. I even like to get into sometimes older projects where I miss the original like huge gains, but I get in because of the overall utility and all of the benefits you get. And then you'll see that flip when project 2 comes out or 3, and then you start to see the floor rise and all the FOMO, and then you really now you're in for this one good because you've situated yourself in such a awesome position. And
Mhm.
see, all of these things are perking up even more interest, like, oh, the seasonal drops, collecting more flower seeds, raffling. I just being a bigger part of that community. I love her art. I don't want to leave here without letting people know that the NFT space is so favorable to really unique NFT art, and there's nothing quite as unique as the Flower Girls. Your layering, your art, you're almost like a block. It's like bam, here's the girl, here's the flower, but it's two beautiful pieces just kind of like merged together in a sharp
Mhm.
kind of way. Not like it's not like textured and blended. It's like sharp pieces kind of here and there with these huge flowers that are so cool. I I personally love it, and unique is amazing in this space. When you don't copy or it's not derivatives can do great, but when
Mhm.
it's unique like this, it's just something special.
Yeah, agreed. And there's honestly so much to it. The seed production itself, like the cross-pollination process and all the thought that has gone into that. Then there's the children's art that we do and the drawing inspirations collection that we do every few weeks with child artists. And then that also is helping educate young children and
Mm,
selling their artwork, and they get 100% of the proceeds. And if anyone who buys or mints or picks up one of their pieces in the seed store, the child artist then gets all of that to them.
mhm,
Um, but then that also brings utility to holders. Like if you pick up the drawing inspirations pieces, it will give your flower girl garden a boost. So you'll get more seeds, and
mhm.
more seeds equals more stuff you can buy. So
Yeah,
everything sort of complements each other and encourages people to support the children and the child artists that we work with. So there's so much to it.
I
It's
know.
really like interesting. People are quite often like, well, there's just so much to kind of research and understand,
Mhm,
but it is quite simple, really. We're here to help people, help children. We've got beautiful artwork. If you want to spend seeds and pick up stuff just for holding, then you can do that too. Um, yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate things, but when I get talking about it, there's just so much that I can say that I just am like blah 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 blah. But
yeah, I mean, like realistically, it's kind of simple, right? You get the art, you get seeds, you can do what you want with the seeds. But then you mention things like cross pollination, and you have someone like, and I saw the map, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is cool. It's cool. I'm
yeah,
just like, I don't know what
you
like,
can basically get as involved in it as you want or not as involved in it as you want. On like a simple level, you have a flower girl, she'll give you seeds every
mhm,
day, and then you can spend those seeds or keep them, or and that's that.
yeah,
You don't have to understand the ins and outs of it all. But then there's some people who really love to know how these things work, like the tokenomics of it, like they
mhm,
want to see what's going on. How does this happen?
yeah,
So if you want to get involved in that level of detail, you also can. Cross pollination is just how the seeds are produced, basically. So it's just seed production. But if you want to learn more about it, then you can. But if you don't and you just want the seeds because you want to spend the seeds, then that's also fine. There's detail for those who want it,
yeah,
and there's it's simplicity. Just you get seeds, you spend your seeds, you keep your seeds. Like for
yeah,
anyone who doesn't want to delve in that detail. But
mhm,
we have a really mixed crowd of people. Well, not even that mixed. So I think 97 or 98% of the NFTs aren't listed. there's only 2 or 3% listed. So like 300 out of 10,000 listed, because our community are sort of here, they're in it for the long haul. It's not a collection where people are constantly flipping and like coming in and out. Like they buy in, it's like an investment. They join the community. It's such a lovely community that people are making lifelong friends. And then the added utility of the project is community and is the events and meeting people in real life and connecting with people, which is like a utility that isn't ever stated anywhere and isn't ever really talked about as being a utility. But the friendships you make and the opportunities you get and the events you get to go to are such massive benefits of bringing all these like-minded people together. It's really beautiful to see like the friendships people strike up, and the child artists as well. A lot of those children have gone on to create NFT shows. They do spaces together. They do collaborative projects together. And it's lovely for the children because they're all around the world, but they've all been brought together because of their love of creating. And a lot of the children we work with and support are like autistic or like on the spectrum. So they don't always get on as well with the people around them.
Yeah.
But, you know, because of like, they're not all got the same. These kids are so clever, so creative and so talented. But a lot of the other kids just aren't really into that. So it's quite difficult for them to forge these friendships. But these children are coming online and meeting other child artists from all around the world. And then they become friends, you know, they speak outside of the project, they meet up. And it's just really nice to see that we're bringing this next generation of child artists and creatives together, as well as obviously the community, the adult community of everyone just chatting in the Discord. So yeah, it's really, really nice to see.
I personally love that. That is so amazing. This space is so much good for humanity. It's such a great space in the way we're able to connect and make these connections and lifelong things. And I think a lot of NFTs, they would like to use utility or community as a utility. It's just a very unknown variable. Like you have to be successful NFT with a really great community to say now my utilities community, because that is definitely one major thing about if you get into any really big NFT, then you start to hear, and I'm very glad you said it, is the community is important, what the community has to say, the community engagement, what we're doing with the community, what we like watching. And see, that's something you hear in WoW. That's something you hear in Bored Apes, right? That's something you hear in Gary Vee, is that community, that network, those friends that are those everlasting bonds. And what's cool is, and I think people start to realize it, if you're in Web3 now, and I talk to other people in Web3, we have a lot of similar like little perks about us. Like there's little things like we're kind of futurist. We're here, we got in early. There's so many like little similar details that we can have conversations about. Or when it comes to your art, we're all there because we're like-minded and we're attracted to that art, that style, the uniqueness, the fun. And then you get inside that community and it's just a wonderful, wonderful community to be in. And you can get in without even holding an NFT. Is this correct?
Yeah, right. We welcome anyone. Like the Discord, it isn't just holders. Like we understand that some people just want to be involved and they want to talk about flowers. They want to talk about charity, but they might not be in the project yet. They might want to be. They might not be able to, because, you know, everyone's going through the same sort of financial crisis right now. You know, it's fully understandable if people want to be part of it, but they can't necessarily afford to buy one. Like, everyone is welcome, everyone is valuable, so anyone can join our Discord. Obviously we have different roles for holders and different channels for holders, but our general chat in Discord is welcome to anyone. So we have people come in just because they want to talk about flowers. Like we have channels in our Discord where people post their real life gardens. Like we have some florists, we have like plant scientists, we have such a wide range of people in our Discord, and everyone is always welcome. And one really nice thing that we do encourage, and our community do quite a lot, is in our Discord, you might come in the Discord and not have a flower girl, but that's fine. But what we can give you is seeds. So there's a lovely function in the Discord, the tip function, where you can then send anyone in the Discord a seed. So it might be to thank them, it might be their birthday, they might have helped a member, they might be new to the Discord. So we always encourage people who are just joining the Discord for the very first time to
Mhm.
make themselves known, so that we can all send them some seeds, and then
Mhm.
straight away they can start picking things up in the seed store. They might not be a holder, but they can still
Yeah.
benefit from the stuff in the seed store, um,
Mhm.
and the friendships and the people in there. So yeah, we welcome everyone, past and present. Some holders may have had to have sold for liquidity, and everyone is in the same boat right now. And it doesn't matter whether you have one or 101, like everyone is welcome.
Yes, that is beautiful. You have done such an amazing job really highlighting such I mean your project's just amazing and the way you're able to highlight it and showcase it is just phenomenal. I am more proud today as a holder because of the things you guys are doing for charity in Ukraine and just the community, the connection. And yes, as soon as I joined, somebody was like, "Oh, here's some seeds." And I was like, "Huh?" Like hurry, hurry, connect your wallet. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they just started tipping. I was like,
Yeah,
this
then you just get
is so
seeds, and
fun. Yes. It's so
it's
welcoming.
the
And
kindness. It's like that is such a huge part of the community. Kindness is at the core, and you can really tell as soon as you join, just the members in there who just want to make
mhm,
you feel welcome. And if you've got any questions, like, we've just got some incredible people. So it is a project. It's one of them where I'm proud to be part of
mhm,
the team, and being able to give. So we've not even so in a couple of weeks, maybe a week and a half, it's our first birthday, 12 months of Flower Girls, because we minted at the start of December last year.
mhm.
So within less than 12 months, we were already able to donate $600,000 plus, all the other stuff that we've done in less than a year. So, and none of that will be possible without the support of our community and our holders, past and present. So, you know, everyone who's in the Discord is contributing towards that and is helping these children who need the support across the globe. So yeah, without the community, we wouldn't be where we are. So shout out to the community, the Flower Farm. We love you.
Well, thank you, Nikki, for sitting down with me. Just hang out a little after. We'll have a little talk. Again,
Mhm.
this was verified. We sat down with the Flower Girls NFT, an amazing project. The floor right now is 0.07. I'm not saying get in because of financial times, but I am saying this is a project that you should definitely check out. There's celebrities like Reese Witherspoon, Gary Vee, huge community engagement, a fun, flourishing community. And at least at the bare minimum, go in, say hi, check out the community, hit that subscribe and like, and thank you.